Brandon Benefield, Gerard Bonner, and Diana Michelle.
What's going on, everybody? It's that time of the week. It's Friday. You know what that means. It's time for your favorite podcast, SHW. This is our wrestling. I'm B Double Brandon Benefield alongside the great GB Gerard Bonner and the lovely Diana Michelle. Well, we're still kind of recovering from what was an insane show last Friday. In fact, it was an insane time all over the wrestling world abroad. It was a huge weekend. Some big things
Huge.
happening here in Atlanta. Of course, some
Mhm.
big things in Texas, featuring our very own tag team champions, the infantry. But of course, SHW75 kicked it all off last Friday, 1 week ago, at the Action Building there in Canton, Georgia. Uh,
You good?
One of the most chaotic nights, to say the least. Nights of ups, nights of downs, just utter chaos. I mean, are you guys, first of all, how you doing? I haven't talked to you since last Friday. I haven't seen you since last Friday. We've been talking all week about the chaos that ensued, but how you feeling? Are you recovered yet? I'm still feeling a little weary. My voice
I'm
is still
wore
out.
out. I am so tired. I'm
Mm.
so tired. That's I'm in a mode.
Oh,
Mhm.
Gee, you went to Atlanta. You went to the Evolution. How are you
I
feeling?
did. I did. It was an amazing night. Oh my Lord.
it
It
had to have
was
been a nice pick me up from what happened
it
Friday.
really was. It really was because Friday was
Mm,
insane all the way around. So, but to your point, massive weekend of pro wrestling, certainly in our city, in our vicinity, and all throughout the wrestling world. And it's good that we get to be a part of that with SHW
yes.
75, the last stop on the road to the Rumble Jack. And
Mm.
wow. I think it was Gary who said on socials that sometimes people, um, they overlook the show before the
The
Rumble
Rumble.
Jack, just kind of saving, and they forget that that show is just outrageous.
Yeah.
And boy, did it live up to that billing
Man.
and then some.
Yeah.
It did.
Oh boy, it sure did. Of course, the big question on everybody's mind, and we'll talk about it more in depth towards the end of the card. We're going to recap the whole card here. But everybody's been asking and been sending messages and emails and text and all this, asking about Miss Faye. Miss Faye, of course, a huge part of what we do there in the Action Building, helping run the
Mm-mm-mm.
operations on show night. And, we love her to death. She's always there. She's been there since day one. And
Mhm.
just a huge part of what we do. Found herself in the wrong place, the very wrong place at the very wrong time, at the hands of the dastardly. You know
Mm.
what? I got to be careful with what I say here, but Gunnar Miller.
Yes, especially
Um,
after last
Yeah,
Friday.
Ben, he paid us. I
yeah,
say us, but he paid y'all a
Mm-hmm.
visit, didn't pay me a
Mm.
yeah,
visit.
on the
Didn't he want to
pre-show.
speak to me?
Who
But
knew
that's
at the pre-show when he came by that what would ensue later that night? You know what I mean? Like, who knew what kind
Yeah.
of sick thoughts were in his head at that
no.
time? And then later in the night, it was like, I couldn't believe what
Mm-mm-mm.
we saw. We'll get there, like I said,
Yep.
talking about that match here in just a little bit. But to touch on the fact, the questions about Miss Faye, of course, we saw an update on the socials a couple of days ago. Bruised ribs. She suffered from a whiplash, a minor concussion, but luckily, nothing that's going to have any lasting side effects. So she's recovering nicely. She's been resting all week at home, and several folks have gone by to be checking on her throughout the week and bringing her her favorite treats and all that good stuff. So she's doing okay. She's a very positive person, so she's on the
Yeah.
up and up, and she's feeling good. And she thanks everybody for all the well wishes and whatnot. So, and we do too because it means a lot. And I'm still in disbelief that we're even in this
Mm.
space that we're in right now. That it even happened. But
Mm-mm-mm.
we'll get to that.
I think that particular incident may be worse than anything Dishonor ever tried
Yeah, yeah. In the history of SHW, I think it
or
was.
in game ever tried. I think
Yeah,
that's probably the most gruesome
yeah.
and
And that's
tasteless.
saying a lot
That's a
because
lot. Yeah, that's a lot.
there's
I
been
mean, we're
some
talking
crazy
about
stuff.
spikes in the eye from Jedias and light tubes over Gary's back from Cruel in Brooklyn to this is
Yeah.
yeah, this is probably the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Oh.
we'll get to that a little more in detail and kind of if you haven't seen it yet, which it is on IWTV, SHW75. Go ahead and check it out if you haven't seen it yet. But some of you may not have seen or heard what happened, so you're probably wondering what we're talking about. Well, we'll get to that later
Ooh.
in the episode here as we go through the card. But let's start with match number one, which what a way to kick off the show. We had ourselves a hierarchy exhibition match where the Southern Honor champion, Joe Black, in a non-title match, took on his hierarchy brother, the Kenway. And when we have said in the past, we talked about with like Matt and Joey Lynch when they've had to fight each other one-on-one, brothers just go harder
Mhm.
against each other than they do against anybody else. And that was the
Mm-hmm.
same case here with Joe and Kenway. By the way, quick shout out to Joey Lynch. He's recovering very well. If you've been following
Yes.
him on social media,
Mm-hmm.
he's already doing his physical therapy. He's up on the walker. He sent out a nice a thank you to
He
everybody
did.
on the socials. And so big shout out to him. Uh, talk about the Lynches. I was like, oh yeah, let me mention that real
Mm-hmm.
quick. But yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
but Joe Black and the Kenway, your thoughts on this match? What an insane way to kick off the night.
I will say that I was pleasantly surprised. I did not, and I haven't been given Kenway a good fair shake. I know I haven't. I've been tough on him. I know I have.
What?
I know I have. I don't feel bad about being tough on him, but I know I have. But he really stepped it up. He really proved that he's a vital part of the hierarchy and that he can do things more than just talk about it. He can do things. And he and Joe put on just a great match altogether. I mean, if they ran that back a couple of times, that'd be pretty awesome. You could put that on tape and maybe study it. It was that good.
Yeah.
I think it was a great way to start the night. I did not expect it, but again, pleasantly surprised. I'm happy with that match completely. And of course, anytime Joe's in the ring, anytime. I love me some Joe Black.
Yeah, it's at one time people were so focused on being in the last match or the main event that if you were anywhere else on the card, you felt some kind of way.
Right.
But people are quickly understanding the power of the first match.
Mhm.
The first match sets the bar and the tone for the entire night.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I think Kenway proved a lot of people wrong. We sat here on this podcast, both at the Action Building and in these spaces, and we were just like, Kenway must have a death wish. Like, what is he thinking?
And still,
What's wrong with him? Um, and he proved to the world that he's the real deal. And I have to say, if that's the tune-up, then everybody in the Rumble Jack should be very, very cautious. In fact, they should probably proceed with caution because,
okay.
without question, Kenway has to be deemed a favorite after his performance last Friday. I mean, it was incredible, and you guys can hear what the champ has to say about it if you go back and watch the show because he talked about that specifically during the main event. So just incredible. I can't say enough good things about Kenway, who made a believer out of a lot of people last Friday night.
Yeah, and I said to GB on commentary after that match, I was like, if that's how we're starting this, I feel bad for anybody that's got to follow it because,
Yeah,
man, did we start out hot. But
yeah.
we knew a couple of guys that had been embroiled in a long-standing feud. Well, what turned into a feud, but a long-standing story for over a year at this point, it seems like. Alexander Lev, Grayson Pierce.
Pause, because I need to say this. I didn't know if you were going to go there, but I need to say this. So after this match, Joe gets on the mic, and I got to say this. He
Say
gets
it.
on the mic to have some very heartfelt words to Kenway to really honor Kenway for what we just saw. And the champ went on and he was very, very transparent in saying that a year ago, he put a gun to his head and was ready to pull the trigger. And before he could follow that statement, some fan said, um,
Fan.
Yeah, we put that in air quotes.
Yeah.
Someone in the audience said, quote, and you couldn't get that right. Now, we told you the night was somewhat unhinged. It started from the very beginning with Gary Lamb, but that comment, I just want to tell fans, there are a couple things that happened last Friday night that should never happen. One, a fan should not ever get in the ring. We saw that happen twice. We'll get into both of those occurrences. And it's okay to come to a show and, cheer your favorites, boo the people you don't like. But in a moment like this, to be this insensitive and to be just quite frankly a horrible human being, I wish I knew who you were, because I would have come to you myself and said these words. Hopefully you're watching. But for anybody else who gets the idea, don't be a jerk. Okay? Don't be a jerk. When somebody says that they were contemplating ending their life, that is not for entertainment. That is not for you to just pontificate and try to fit. No, that's a time where you need to be concerned, because had he gone through with that, we would not be having this conversation. We'd be having a completely different conversation that would be filled with sadness and just a lot of unfortunate things. So my message to you is very, very simple. Don't be a jerk when you come to a wrestling event, okay? Don't be a jerk, period, all right? Cheer your favorites, boo the people you don't like, but at least honor the humanity of the people who show up in the ring week in, week out, month in, month out, putting their literal lives on the line for your entertainment. And if after that, they are honest and open enough to tell the whole world that they were contemplating ending their life, at least honor what was being said, whether you like them or not, whether they're your favorite or not. But that really bothered me. It really bothered me, because I didn't think that anybody who would come into the House of Southern Honor would be that insensitive. Now, I don't know if this person was a regular or not. I doubt that they were. But here's what I need you to understand. There are a lot of people who step through the curtain and show up into a ring every first or second Friday. And for many of them, you don't know it, but for many of them, that's their outlet. That's the one place that they can work out whatever's going on in their world. And they put whatever's on their shoulders to the back burner to entertain you. And the least you could do is honor their humanity when they choose to show it. Don't you ever come in Southern Honor or any other wrestling establishment and be that insensitive. Now, I hope they kick that person out, but there's no place for that. Don't ever do it again. Back to our regularly scheduled program, already in progress.
Thank you. Thank you for saying.
Yeah, appreciate you saying that. And I don't know if that person got kicked out. My understanding was they didn't last much longer in the building. They may have left on their own. I was hoping they would go up front and take Joe up on the offer to let Joe handle it. And I think a lot of fans were too, because there were a number of fans that went up front to see what was going to happen. Of course, we were at our commentary desk, so we didn't get to see what.
I'll say one more thing, because I spent so much time about the fan, which that needed to be addressed. But I want to say this to Joe, that, man, we love you. You are our champion, and man, I loved you before you were the champ, because you were always the champ. You're always that dude, and we honor your humanity, and I'm glad that Kenway was there. I'm glad that, things were able to work out where it didn't go the way that it looked in that moment. And so to anybody on the roster, in the crowd, who's just dealing with life's challenges, because life is hard and people are dealing with a lot of things, you are loved, you are valued. Don't be afraid to speak up if and when you need help. We are all here, and we don't want anyone to ever feel like they don't have the help that they need. If it's no more than a listening ear, I can't promise you that I'm going to give you $1 million. Can't promise you that, but I can promise to listen and to care. And so, Joe, we love you. And to anybody else who may be struggling or dealing with these kinds of thoughts and these kinds of challenges, you are loved, you are valued, and you certainly have a place with us to be able to sit down and talk. Now, for
Absolutely.
real, back to the.
No, thank you for saying that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, let's pick back up here with the next matchup. Grayson Pierce, the young gun, taking on Tristan Moody, making his return to the action building. As I mentioned, there's been a long-going story with Grayson and Alexander Lev. We had a feeling that would come into play. Of course, both men in separate singles matches. Grayson Pierce and Tristan Moody, and then Lev taking on Joey Hyder. All four of these guys, great, great, great young talent that I cannot wait to just watch their careers blossom. And we're privileged to get to watch the early stages of a lot of these guys, whether they've come out of the Nightmare Factory or just come up through the Georgia Indies or whatever the case may be, seeing some of their early development and character work, there's just their actual matches, like all of it is so cool to watch the early stages, and I can't wait to just keep watching them and see where they go. But all four of these guys have the potential to go on to be on your television in the near future and for years to come. But Grayson and Tristan Moody, and in that second match of the night, what do we think about that one?
Grayson is completely unhinged. And if that's what he was
Yes.
going for, he has achieved it.
That was
And
the theme
he's-
of the night, by the way, was
It
just
really
totally
was.
was.
unhinged.
And nobody's safe from him. Nobody's safe from him except his girl.
We'll get to that in a second. Yeah.
We'll get to it, but yeah, she seems pretty safe. Tristan, holy crap! Can we put him on the roster for real? I mean, come on. I like him. I like him a lot. Can I just put him and Joey Hyder together since we're gonna do the whole Lev Grayson thing? Can I just do that? Can we just either together or against? I don't care. Either one of those would be great. Yeah, that was a great match. Grayson with that double stomp to the back of that. Gee, I don't even want to see that again. That hurts me.
The
to
skull
watch.
piercer.
That jump looks like it hurts so bad, and I'm sure it does. It has to, but that is brutal. And he's just cool with it. He's just, that dude is crazy. He's lost his ever loving mind.
A little bit.
Just a little, yeah.
Yeah, great. Grayson, we hinted at this during commentary, but Grayson is so unhinged and so comfortable with it that it makes him extremely dangerous.
Very.
It just reminds me of, working so hard to get someone's attention, and then when you get it, you don't want it. And that's how Grayson treats Lev. He worked months to be in his corner, to get his attention, to see me, pay attention to me. And then when he got it, he cost him the championship, Jake the Snake Legacy Championship. And then he didn't want his attention anymore. He tried to ignore him. He tried to stay away from him. That's proven bad for everybody who's been on the other side of the ring from Grayson Pierce. And so Pierce is dangerous. And if he ends up, we've got Rumble Jack coming up in a couple of weeks. If he's one of the at least 30 in there, he's somebody to watch out for because he's well-versed. He knows his way around the ring and he's unhinged. So his strategy.
Nobody's safe.
Yeah, nobody's safe. And he's somebody who would likely hide out and show up at just the right time. So Grayson Pierce is a problem. With that said, Tristan Moody, we need him as a regular here at Southern Honor. He fits in perfectly. So, I hope to see him back sometime soon.
Well, after the win there by Grayson Pierce, there was a fan at ringside. She was sitting next to the commentary booth to our left, and she had a Lev sign, which Grayson then proceeded to go over, snatch out of her hands, and rip up. Well, he was run off by Alexander Lev, who his match was coming up next, so he ran him off, checked on the fan, seemed to be a huge, the president of the Alexander Lev fan club, apparently, and she seemed to be okay. He checked on her, and it was what happened after his matchup. We'll delve into the Joey Hyder and Lev match, but this fan hopped the guardrail, hopped in the ring, and started hugging on Lev like he was a rock star, and he didn't really know what to think of it. He just kind of was like, all right, all right. But we had security come in, had to get the fan out of there. And maybe we should go into the Hyder stuff first, and then we'll pick up with that. But just setting the table for you guys. But Joey Hyder, Alexander Lev, again, another great matchup. What do we think?
Absolutely. G, you can have that. You can take that.
Oh, yeah, Joey Hyder, we were so impressed with him when we first laid eyes on him back at Still Here 6 as part of Lev's Faithful, kind of filling in. And since then, we found out that he is your American hero. And he felt like last weekend's show should have been named after him with the Stars and Stripes theme. And he came donned in a full American flag. And I mean, he was ready. And he had issues with Lev because Lev now calls himself Faithful, but he lost the opportunity to do that back at Still Here 6. And so a great opportunity for Joey Hyder, who, again, guys like Hyder and Moody remind me of a young Carly Bravo from the perspective of they were consistent, they kept showing up, they kept giving us great matches, and before you knew it, they kind of broke through the sound barrier, broke through the glass ceiling, and they became the ones to watch. And I think without question, Joey Hyder is definitely one to watch. With that said, this was a must-win match for Alexander Lev, who had not won, and it was crazy to actually think about this. He had not won a singles match all year, which is wild given the momentum he had. So he had to win it to be in consideration and contention for the Rumblejack. He did win the match. And then after the match is where things got interesting.
Well, so I mentioned the fan hugging on Lev. The security has to come in. And while Lev is distracted with the fan, Grayson Pierce comes back out, attacks Lev. Then that same fan, Lev's number one fan, supposedly, quote
Right.
unquote, gets back in the ring and has a makeout session with Grayson Pierce. It was a ruse, I tell you.
Plant.
Oh, boy. And then they went on the stage and had another makeout session. You mentioned earlier, Diana, nobody's safe from Pierce except for Lev's number one fan, apparently.
Right.
Yeah, they pulled a fast one on all of us, especially Alexander Lev, who, has got to be, fit to be tied now, heading into the Rumblejack. So, assuming both of these guys are in the Rumblejack match, which I don't know why they wouldn't, coming off of two big wins, they got to be gunning for each other. And at what point we see a one-on-one match between these guys, I'm not sure. But, they're going to be in the same place at the same time on August 8th for the 7th annual Rumblejack. So who knows what's going to happen there. Got some explosive elements here between those two men. But that takes us on to the 6-man scramble. Speaking of Rumblejack, the 6-man scramble for an opportunity to enter the 7th annual Rumblejack match. This match consisting of Liam Gray, Adrian Alanis, both members of the Skulk. Then you have the Dallas brothers, Ethan and Aaron. Then you have grappler number 26. And we were supposed to have Hollywood Hunter James. However, Hunter James' music hits. We wait. And then we see a video of the backstage area where Hunter James is laid out. We don't know what happened. We don't know who attacked him. All we know is that the show must go on. So now we've got a 5-man scramble for a shot at the Rumblejack. And I'll let you guys take it from there because this is where things got a little interesting. Diana, your thoughts?
Shenanigans. Just foolery and shenanigans from top to bottom. I mean, first of all, where did 26 learn his skills, okay?
From the other
I mean,
25, I don't
from the
know.
other
Mhm.
25 or the ones that come after, because good God, every little thing that you hate about wrestling, it was all over him. It was just like, "Jeez, can I just take him out? Dang. Dang. Then you have your tag teams, your Skulk. They're just despicable. I'm sorry. I cannot get past them.
They
We're
were
going
going
to have
after
to have a
you.
session.
Yeah, they always go after you. What's up with
They
that?
wanted to fight me for my belt that I had on my dress. Come on now.
Mm.
Goofy tails.
We were
Then you
saying
got
real
the
quick, we were saying Adrian, when he was locked in that trunk, he lost a lot of brain cells because of the lack of oxygen. And so
Mhm.
he's all loopy and who knows what he's going to do.
I did ask him how he got out, and he acted like he didn't know what I was talking about. So he might be a little bit out there. Then you got the Dallas brothers, and they work well together. But of
Mhm.
course, it's a scramble for one winner. So, whatever. Go ahead, because I can't
Well,
even get past this 26 thing.
what GB, you had a good point that night, wondering what the strategy was going to be with these
Yeah.
guys, because we
Mhm.
talked about Carly winning the Rumble Jack last year and then going on and challenging for the tag team titles. So would
Right.
these two tag teams work together? Would they work separately? And well, we saw what would end up happening.
Yeah, Grappler 26 was pretty slick. Definitely the odd man out. And it seemed like it was a tag team match of sorts, almost like a Texas Tornado match. And it seemed as though each tag team had figured out a person that they were going to support in terms
Mhm.
of getting that pinfall, which is a brilliant move. The only thing is, they got so entrenched in their battle amongst themselves that they forgot about the fifth man, Grappler 26, who snuck in and got a win. And so the Grappler punches his ticket to the Rumble Jack. But something about being a grappler says you must be deceptive, because the last time we saw a grappler win something of this significance, well, they proved not to be in the grappler family at all. And such was the case this time when Grappler 26, quickly after getting the win, chooses to unmask
Well,
himself. Now,
first, how did he get the win? He hit the brain buster.
Buster.
well, he did. It was a move that looked rather familiar to us, but we don't know who the grapplers have been studying, and so certainly he could have gotten that brain buster from Coco Beware. That certainly would have been a possibility. I mean, it was done similarly. So,
Yeah.
in our context, we see the brain buster utilized by a certain person who was hurt, so it couldn't have been him. But it's
And
certainly
nothing else that the man did looked anything like that certain person.
nothing else. Nothing else. So we had no reason to believe it would be anybody else but whoever Grappler 26 was. But Grappler 26 decided to end the mystery and reveal himself. Thankfully, we were not in Tijuana or Mexico City, or
Right.
else he would have been disgraced. We find out that Grappler 26 is none other than Hollywood Hunter James. So he finally found his way into the Rumble Jack, and I was questioning, would this stand or not? Because, the last time grapplers unmasked themselves, it sent tag team championships, into abeyance. So what was going to happen? Well, our decision maker came out and had a few choice words for the recently unmasked grappler.
Yeah, it was much to the fans' delight, and well, I'll be honest, much to our delight as well.
I enjoyed it.
Sal admitted, okay, Hunter James, you pulled a fast one on us. You made it into the Rumble Jack, but guess what? I didn't tell you what spot you were going to be in the Rumble Jack until right now, and the fans knew. The fans guessed it right away. They were chanting number one, and Sal goes, there you go, the number one entrant into the 2025, the seventh annual Rumble Jack will be Hollywood Hunter James. Coming in at number one spot, he's going to have to go through 30 other men, at least 30 other men.
At least.
And, if he wants that title opportunity. So he's gonna have his work cut out for him on August 8th, for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be a true test of endurance again with the Rumble Jack. The earlier the number, seemingly the worse your chances, because you've got to go the distance if you're going to win that to get that all important title shot. So good luck, Hollywood Hunter
Or
James.
just be smart enough to stay out of everybody's way until a lot of people are eliminated. There's lots of ways to get through it, but what's he gonna do? I know he likes to be sneaky. I know he does. But what's he gonna do?
We'll
This-
see. He'll have something up his
We'll
sleeve.
see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, before we get to the Jake the Snake Legacy title match, and yes, I will talk about it. It was a great match. But before we get there, I want to mention this because we're talking about the Rumble Jack coming up. There was a few different videos we saw throughout the night in between some of the matches, and giving us some clues as to who might show up in the Rumble Jack. We did see that Mr. Teflon himself, J. Alpha Miller, will be making his Southern Honor Wrestling debut as an entrant in the Rumble Jack on August 8th. We saw where, and this had been posted previously, where Paul Walter Hauser was on the Helwani show.
Yeah.
And he had made the announcement that he was returning to Southern Honor in August. And so everybody was buzzing about that. He'll be here for the Rumble Jack. Well, somebody we haven't seen in a little while, the one and only Outlandish one, seemed to take a little exception to the fact that Paul Walter Hauser is getting all this buzz. And so we saw a video promo package from Zicky Dice. He will apparently be there August 8th and apparently has his sights set on Paul Walter Hauser. So we'll see how those two interact and what comes of them, those two in the Rumble Jack. We also
Let's take
saw.
a second. I just want to say,
Yes.
Dickie's productions of all his little promo videos, freaking amazing.
Works
Never
of
been
art.
disappointed.
Works of
I'm
art.
telling you, works
Yes.
of art. Absolutely.
Yeah. Another one that I want to get your opinion on here, Diana, was a very interesting video we saw about Chip Day, who's been MIA for quite some time. And we even talked about it on the podcast a few weeks ago when we had Dylan Freimeyer on with us. Had anybody heard from him since we saw the video where it appeared that he was being stalked or he had gotten kidnapped or something crazy? We weren't quite sure what to make of it. Nobody had heard anything. Then we see this video the other night. What was you guys' take on this whole Chip Day video?
I'm so confused. Is that what happens down in the Dark City? You just kind of I don't know. I don't know what happens, but
Is it all in his head?
it
What's
messed
happening?
with me.
What-
It's still messing with me. I can't explain it. I'm assuming he needed to go through a change. He's no longer the what is it? What is it? I called him Bad Boy, so I completely forgot all those other monikers. It was Bad Boy Chip Day, but I mean, I don't even think that's going to be the case anymore. It's something completely different.
GB,
So
did you hear
I
that?
don't know.
He's
I
no
thought-
No,
longer.
it's going to be his choice. If he
he's
wants
no
to
longer a
continue
bad
to-
boy?
No.
What?
He is to me.
She
But
took his Letterman jacket.
What?
if he,
No.
I don't know where he's going with that. So I mean, I'm not going to give him a title if he's trying to shun it. No, we're going to let him,
Okay.
evolve into whatever it is it
Wow.
is going on. He will always be my bad boy. But
Okay.
I don't know where he's going. I'm a little nervous. I don't know what to expect, but I am excited about Chip Day's return. Yes, I am.
You and many others. But GB, what was your take on this strange video that we saw the other night?
Yeah, it was pretty strange. It's clear that, I was trying to figure out the mystery. Who did it, right? Who is
Y'all
the
know
one
I had my own.
We won't say, but we know who
won't
you
say
thought it was.
Yes.
but you already know.
You're good for a theory.
Yeah.
And whose name isn't Austin. So for me, I was trying to figure out who is this? Who's behind this? Who
Right.
has this man caught up in ropes, bound up in a chair, only to find out that it was him.
Which is
So, I'm all for people doing introspective work. We hang around places that say do the work, and I'm here for you to do the work. The question is, what does this work look like? Now, see, this is what's challenging. I was fine with the Chip Day that we had. I was impressed with the Chip Day that we had. He's the inaugural Jake the Snake Legacy champion. And it seemed like this time last year, he was on his way to perhaps being on the road to the Southern Honor Championship. It looked like all of those things. And then as life happens, life happens. And we didn't see him. We haven't seen him for almost a year. And so here we are. He's back. and he's, I think it was my
Is
friend.
he unhinged as well?
Well, I don't know.
It was the theme
right?
of the night.
It
I'm
was.
telling you.
I know you'd never imagine a Dreamgirls reference in connection to Chip Day, but he's going through changes, right? He's going through changes. And so, what do these changes look like? I guess we're all going to find out at the Rumble Jack. What does this mean? Is it a change in appearance? Is it a change in presentation? Is it a change in style? I don't know. We do remember that the Rumble Jack was the very first time we saw Chip Day in a Southern Honor ring. So it's got a bit of an anniversary-ish feel to it.
He
But
was wearing a shirt similar to B's. Do you
Oh,
remember he used to wear that
oh.
black and that striped shirt?
I
All
had
the
nothing
time.
to do with it. What are you trying to say?
was it you?
I did
I'm
nothing.
just saying, when he made his debut in
Right,
the
right,
Rumble
right.
Jack, he was wearing that striped
Interesting.
shirt.
Diana would remember that. The little
I
details.
do.
She
I
would.
remember that.
She would.
I mean,
So
he
I-
had 30,000 names I had to say, so I remember.
That's true.
We don't remember any of them now because
Now I
he's
can't
the
remember
bad
any.
boy. So yeah, you know what? I look forward to seeing whatever Chip Day is bringing to the table, and him showing up in the Rumble Jack couldn't be a problem for everybody involved.
Absolutely. Regardless. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, those were some.
Real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
Can we talk? I want to rewind a bit and talk a bit about the first name that you mentioned, J. Alpha Miller, aka Mr. Teflon,
Yeah.
who some may be seeing for the first time from Southern Honor. I will tell you, he impressed me so much in a place I didn't expect. At the Georgia Wrestling History Awards gala that happened at the top of the year, I was so blown away by this kid. And I was just like,
Things got real spicy
They did.
between himself and
dicey.
and the one and
Carly
only
Bravo.
Bad News and Tattoos.
Yeah. So just trust me. If you, as the rookie of the year, step to Carly Bravo.
I was going to say, because guess who's going to be in the building on August 8th?
Ooh, we haven't been able to get this yet.
There's been teases of it elsewhere, and it didn't work out due to scheduling issues. And Carly, of course, with his TV schedule and whatnot. Now they're both scheduled to be in the same place at the same time on August 8th.
This is why you got to be at the Rumble Jack, guys. I mean, you talk about combustible elements. If you thought last Friday was unhinged, what's going to happen on August the 8th? Hard to describe. But I can't wait to see the Southern Honor debut of J. Alpha Miller, Mr. Teflon. We want to see if he can live up to all the hype, because there's been a lot of hype about this young man who is so devoted to his country and his president.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently he gets his instruction from his flag because he talks to it all the time. I need to have an interview with him. I do. One of us do. One of us needs
We're
do.
getting into all kinds of new ground here today. This is very interesting.
I need to talk to him and
Diana's
see.
got questions.
Right.
I do. I mean, and I've had questions a while. I mean, we've seen him in other spaces and everything, but
Yeah.
I would like to just sit him down and be like, look, explain to me what Teflon means, what actually means. America is Teflon. I want to know where that came from. I just want to know his perspective. I think a lot of people need to know that. I want to know what's going on there. How you come up with that?
I want to get inside the head.
I don't know if I want to get in there, but I want to poke around a little bit.
Got to be careful, Diana.
I don't know if I want to
Please,
get in his head, but I just want to stir it around and see what's coming out of it. I just want, yeah, that's where I'm at.
Well, we'll see. He'll be there August 8th. He'll be there August 8th.
August 8th. Yeah.
All right. Another video package that we saw, and then we'll get back to the matches.
Yeah.
But I want to put this out there. A plug for our friends over at One Fall Wrestling. We saw a message from our pal, the great, legendary Tony Schiavone, who will be at One Fall Wrestling Summer Stage at Center Stage on July 25th. Tickets still available at onefwlive.com. Grab your tickets now. Of course, MJF will be making an appearance there. You've got the Frat House will be there Jay Lethal, Harley Cameron, of course, QT Marshall, and all the crew over there at One Fall Wrestling. Hey, by the way, one of our favorite guys, Adam Priest, will be taking on Jay Lethal one-on-one. There's a bunch of big matches already announced. Their champion, Elijah Drago, will be taking on Brady Booker inside a steel cage, and so much more. The Gun Club will be in the house. So a lot of AEW talent showing up for this 1FW show. And it was always cool to hear from Tony Schiavone, who
Of
dropped by
course.
to deliver that video to us. But
Wait.
on that note, just so I can get this out there before I forget at the end of the show, August 7th, which is the Thursday before the Rumble Jack on August 8th, 1FW will be doing a series of tapings inside the Action Building, the home of Southern Honor Wrestling. And it's a free show. So this is a shout out to all the Southern Honor faithful. Trust me, you'll love these guys. Go to the free show. You'll get back-to-back shows, back-to-back nights. Go to their show on Thursday night, pack out the place, show them what a real crowd is like, that real Southern Honor crowd, and then come join us the very next night for the 7th annual Rumble Jack, one of our biggest shows of the year. So, all the plugs out of the way, let's get back to the card. The Unhinged night, SHW Unhinged, a.k.a. SHW75.
Right.
And on that note, let's talk about, one of my favorite people, Rob Killjoy. He's awesome. And he was the challenger for the Jake the Snake Legacy Championship against the champion, the no good Bryce Cannon.
Yeah.
And GB,
Yes.
I just people, I don't know if they've seen the show yet on IWTV. I just want to apologize for losing my cool the other night. I said it on commentary. I'll say it here again. Bryce Cannon is trying to drive a wedge between V3, and I don't like it.
Anybody said Bryce?
But nothing will break us apart, okay? Nothing will break us apart. Is that a song? I feel like that's a song.
It is.
It
is.
Yes.
But anyways.
NHS?
Oh, yeah. Never tear us apart. Bum, 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 ba, da, 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 da. Okay, sorry.
We'll
Anyways,
break out into song, guys. We will.
Yes, we will.
it was a heck of a match. I was unhappy with how it ended. You can see it on IWTV to see what I'm talking about. But you guys, your thoughts on this match?
Oh, my God. All right, I'm going to go ahead.
Wow.
I'll go ahead and say it. Okay. We all know how we feel personally, how Brandon and I feel personally about about Bryce, because GB is the non-biased one and he tries to keep us all in tight. So we appreciate you for keeping us all as level as possible, even though we're over here doing this. We appreciate that. But Rob Killjoy is amazing. He's a veteran. He's amazing. Put him up against anybody. Quack, quack, quack. Dude can go. He can go with anybody. Anybody. Bryce Cannon, if he'll get out of his head, will be a great champion. He will be. I feel like he'll probably hold that title a while until Chip comes back and wants it. But I feel like that's my prediction.
Okay.
But I do feel like Bryce will possibly hold that title a while. He has the ability. He has the star quality.
By hook or by crook?
Whatever it takes. I mean, we see it all the time in wrestling. I mean, how many times did Hollywood Hunter James hold on to that title because of all the crap he did, right? Oh, God. I know he's going to have this on a roll. I know it.
It is.
He is. I already know. But it's fine because, I mean, I will admit it. I'm a professional. I am a professional, and I'll call it like I see it. He is trash, but he is a great wrestler. He really is. And I do see a very bright future in his career coming around. And I mean, he's got a lot of accolades. He's wrestled a lot of really cool people, big names, and he's done well. And I wish I didn't hate him so much. I wish I didn't, but he makes it so easy. Actually, he makes it impossible to like him for me. But I'll call it like I see it. Bryce Cannon will be a great champion.
Wow. We're learning all kinds of things here today, and I'm
I'm
so
also
proud of you.
exhausted. I've had no sleep.
Ah,
So,
oh,
chalk that up.
okay. Oh, we
GB,
blame it
just
on the
get through what
sleep.
you're going to say so we get to the next match.
Please,
Come on.
we get
Well,
done with it.
the match itself was fantastic. I mean, the first real test for the new champion Bryce Cannon, and what a test in Rob Killjoy, who we have referred to as the gatekeeper of
Gatekeeper.
Southern Honor, and so for him to get a fair shot at the championship. Was something that he didn't get last year. Every time he got a shot, somebody interfered, something happened. And so Killjoy was in I think, a great match, and I think he really tested Bryce Cannon in a serious way. But Bryce Cannon has proven over these last few months that he is very creative in the ways that he goes about winning matches. He's resourceful, which many don't necessarily expect to see from him, particularly because he doesn't have the other members of Exotic Youth with him. We're accustomed to them kind of stepping in and doing things, but he's stepping out on his own, proving to be his own man. And with that, there's no manager, there's no second, there's no Exotic Youth. He's out there on his own. And he found a way to defeat Rob Killjoy. Now, it's interesting because I know we were all taken aback by the way he won the championship. But when I went back and watched it, I realized we didn't like what he did because he played on our emotions, but he didn't do anything that was illegal. And I think that's what's tricky right now. And I know Brandon kind of got caught up in that. But according to these rules, he didn't do anything that was illegal. And so even with what happened with Rob Killjoy last Friday, he did not hit a low blow. He didn't pull the tights. He didn't
Didn't
do
use the paddle. I
he
know.
did he didn't do any of that. He was very resourceful and knew his way around the ring, which is the legacy of Jake the Snake Roberts. Jake knew his way around that ring. So it's going to be interesting to see what Bryce Cannon adds to the legacy of this championship. But right now, it looks like resourcefulness and
Lack of
creativity,
integrity.
which we say what now?
Lack of integrity and other
Well,
things.
how do we call it a lack of integrity when he's just
Sure,
figuring
sure,
out different ways to
sure,
win?
Technically, it wasn't cheating.
It wasn't.
Yeah,
He
it
didn't grab.
wasn't
He didn't grab the
cheating,
ropes. He didn't pull the tights.
But
He didn't
you
cheat.
have a champion like Kyle Matthews who had a
Mhm.
lot of integrity, would not kick the ropes up in between somebody's legs. While after he pulled the ref out of position, lack of integrity.
Well,
It's not
here's the
cheating.
thing. If
I'll
you-
admit,
I would probably
you're right.
do
You
It's not cheating.
use.
It's not cheating. He didn't
not.
break the rules technically, but
Mhm.
lack of integrity.
Well, wait. How is it a lack of integrity if you have figured out how to utilize the ring to your advantage?
All right. I was gonna.
Hey,
I have nothing more to say on the thing. We're gonna agree to disagree.
So I will offer, because he did say this when he won the championship, we did not mention him by name. So I want to make sure that we are fair to the champion. Congratulations, Bryce Cannon. Today is day number 42 of your championship reign. And you've beaten two legends already. So I don't know. At this rate, he might get a new name. He's currently the frat boy. You called him the frat boy. He's a frat daddy. I think he's the frat
actually have been calling
champion.
him frat daddy since
You
he won the
have?
title, because I vowed that if you win the title, I will call you by your name.
At this rate, he's on his way to being a legend killer. So
Ain't going that far, Jim.
I'm just saying. I mean, Kyle Matthews, Rob Killjoy. We'll see who's next. If there's another veteran like that and he wins.
When is the next episode of the GB and BC show?
Oh, we've not talked. That's not a plan. I enjoy what we do here.
I didn't say you can't do both. I was wondering.
I didn't have any plans for it.
chimed
All
in
right.
on the
See,
pre-show.
B, you can't go there because that's exactly what Bryce wants.
You're right. I said
Do
it earlier.
not fall
I-
into
Right
that trap.
in
Don't-
that
I'm
wedge.
not having it.
Don't
Right.
do it.
There
Don't
won't
do
be
it.
Sunny
a
Days, Gunnar Miller,
BCGB show.
SHW's first ever fans lumberjack strap match. Let's talk.
Don't
about
make me break my switch out.
Let's
This
talk
too was
about it.
chaotic.
It
Let's talk
was.
about it.
Sheesh.
So throughout the night, we were selling raffle tickets
Mhm.
to the fans to become a lumberjack. Before the match, we drew 12 tickets, 12 lucky winners, got to stand around the ring with leather straps in hand. Diana, you got to hand out all the straps.
That was fun.
Mhm.
Did you keep one yourself, by the way? Did you get any licks
No,
in? I don't remember. It
no.
was pretty chaotic. It was unhinged.
It was
Everything was
unhinged.
unhinged. But yeah, so we had 12 lucky winners. They came out, surrounded the ring, and the deal was just like any other lumberjack match. When the competitor leaves the ring, their job is to get them back in the ring. Now, whether you like the guy and you want to whoop him or not, that's up to you. And from the looks of it the other night, it appeared that everybody wanted a piece of Gunnar Miller, and nobody wanted a piece of Sunny Days.
As it should be.
Mhm.
Like him or not, Gunnar Miller did come out and wear multiple layers. I think he
Smart.
anticipated the fans coming after him.
Smart.
Mhm.
I will say though, it looked like at times Sonny had the upper hand, and we thought Sonny was going to come away with the win, but it happened just like that. And GB, you say it all the time. All it takes
3 seconds.
3 seconds,
Yeah.
and Gunnar Miller.
But when that
coming
happened,
away with the
it was
win.
like the air was sucked out of the building. It was a hush. It
You
wasn't
think it
even
was
like,
sucked out then?
oh, I know.
A few minutes later, it really got sucked out of the building for the rest
Yeah.
of the show.
Mm.
But let's real quick. I missed my favorite part. Let's go back to before the match started. We had a dog kennel on the
Ah.
stage, and the mouth, Matt Griffin. He was reluctant. He wasn't going to get in there. Gary finally came out and said, "You have 3 seconds, or you're going to be fired."
Mhm.
He's gonna not. He's
I don't,
gonna
did
want
he
that
say
paycheck.
fired? I don't think he said fired because he's good with firing him for anything. I think he was pretty much threatening physical harm.
Oh well, all right. I thought he was going to fire him, but whatever
I
the
thought
case.
so too.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what he said. All I know is he was counting, and it was
Yeah.
like all of a sudden the tables had turned, and Matt Griffin didn't have this
We-
arrogance about him. He
we
was
said
very
it.
power.
We said it on the pre-show just how small this kennel was.
I told you. I told you we would have to stuff him in, and he had to back into that thing, y'all.
Mhm.
There
He
have
did.
been a few photos that have surfaced.
I've got 3 on my phone that I took myself.
Oh, it was a sight to behold. But it just when you think, things are on the up and up and things are looking up here, you got that no good so-and-so's in the cage. In Sunny Days, you think you got all the fans around the ring whipping Gunnar Miller. It just didn't turn out like we had hoped. And Gunnar Miller coming out with a huge, huge win. And GB, I mean, we talked about it, but what do you think that does with Sonny losing the match and Gunnar actually winning the match? What does that do going forward?
I think that certainly puts momentum on the side of Gunnar Miller and Matt Griffin, and that's scary because it felt like we stopped the momentum last month in that tag team match where they had the chance to be in charge of the company. I don't know what this does now because now that looks like a small blip on the radar
Yeah.
where once again it feels like they got control, and then after what happened at the end or after the match, that tipped the scales perhaps more than the win itself.
Yeah.
But what is the goal? I know Matt wants to control Southern Honor, but again, and I thought about this all week long because Gunnar did come and visit us at the podcast table, pre-show.
Excuse me. The thoughts and opinions of Diana Michelle are that of Diana Michelle only and not of the rest of V3. Continue.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, disclaimer. Okay,
Mhm.
all I'm saying is what I've been saying for the past couple of years. What is the focus of Gunnar Miller, not Matt Griffin's focus? I don't care what he's wanting because he's going to come and go like a flash in the pan. Whatever. Yes.
Can I interject just real quick?
Yes.
To your point, up until this past show or maybe even the show before, we were still kind of wondering, right? Well, at the
Right.
very end, and we'll get to it, Gunnar would reappear and hold something in his hand, which now I think is his focus.
Okay.
But I understand where you're coming from. But it
That's
seems
just what
like
I'm saying.
by the end
That's
of the
what I wanna
show,
know.
we might have found out what he's.
But there was a lot that happened,
Gunning
and
for.
everybody may not have seen that or actually
Yeah.
gathered that because there's a lot of people who want wants that.
Yeah.
But I don't, you're going to go about it this way. Why not just challenge for it? Why do you have to tear the whole company and tear up people and spear?
I think it's just a part of it because when you have the
Is it in your
title,
is it to mess with our heads?
then you have control. Once you have the title, your guys, the Matt Griffin will be like, my guy's now the guy. Now we're in charge. Now we call the shots. I mean, that's me speculating. I don't know. I'm not in their heads. I don't want to be in their heads. It's a scary place to be, I'm sure.
No.
But much like probably J. Alpha Miller, and you wanted to be in his head, and I don't know.
No,
If that's
I
a
don't
good
want to be in
place.
his head. I never
Oh,
said
yeah,
I
that's
want to
right.
be in his
That's
head.
right.
I want to poke around in there and
That's
see
right.
what's
Poke
going to come
around.
out.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't want to be in there. Oh no.
Well, all right.
Oh,
So we touched on this at the very beginning of the show, and we told you we get to it once we got to this match. Our one and only Miss Faye, again, a huge part of what we do at Southern Honor, runs the operations of show night. She happened to get her number drawn and was one of the lucky 12 fans that got to be ringside with a leather strap. By the way, she had a rough night because prior to even getting into the ring, one of the other fans had a wild swing, and I think she got caught in the head with a strap.
she got caught right across the face. I'm like,
Yeah.
dang, man.
And
We're gonna have
during the
tryouts next time. We're not having a lottery. We're gonna have tryouts.
yeah, have a little training session with you need to show everybody how to do it, Diana.
I'll happily.
Well, during the course of the match, Gunner would actually, or this was after the match, after he'd won the match, he snatched the strap from Faye and started using it on sunny days. And then Faye did what no fan should ever do. You can hear us screaming at her at ringside. She starts going up the steps and then entering into the ring. Do not, I repeat, do not enter the ring unless you're a trained professional.
That is fair game then.
And
That
Gunnar
is-
Miller.
that is
Yeah, I
fair
mean,
game.
and it was despicable what he did.
Absolutely.
I'm not defending him in the
not a
slightest.
bit.
But I'm also saying any fan out there within the sound of our voices, do not enter the ring unless you're invited in there for a photo op or something like that. But during the
And
show,
even then, watch your back because you never.
yeah, exactly. But she gets in the ring. Gunner would do the most dastardly thing we've ever seen. Diana, you mentioned earlier, and I think you're correct. In the nearly 7-year history of Southern Honor Wrestling, we've seen some sick things. We've seen people do some terrible things. This ranks right up there, I think, with the worst thing we've probably ever seen in an SHW ring. Gunner would spear Miss Faye and then just leave nonchalantly, like it was no big deal.
And it wasn't like a
it was
soft, I'm
sickening.
going to bump you out of the way. I mean, he ran through her.
I
Full
mean, Goldberg hitting Christian back in the day, that kind of getting folded up, and it was gnarly, to say the least. It was rough.
The
And
photo's pretty good. I mean, that pretty much tells you how it went down. But
yeah.
go back and watch it on WTV.
Yeah.
Relive it.
Do you guys have any thoughts before we move on about what happened? It was sick. I don't know what else to say.
I have nothing. I have nothing. Shock. Still shocked.
Yeah,
Thankfully, she is doing well, but still.
there are certain things that happen that stay in your mind, and they literally brand themselves there.
Yeah.
I will never forget the image of, and it happened so fast. Like she got in the ring, and before we could really kind of realize, like, wait, she's in the ring, he speared her. And I'll never forget that. The way she landed, the sudden nature of all of it.
Her head hit the mat, her neck snapped.
It was,
I mean, it was all the gruesome things of a spear.
Yeah, it was, and he just, walked out like another day at the office, Granted, again, no fan should ever enter the ring. It is very dangerous for you, as we learned last Friday night. So speedy recovery to Miss Faye, but certainly Gunnar Miller has grown to the top of many people's hit lists these days.
Absolutely. And like I said, I mentioned at the top of the show, we saw a post earlier this week, a little bit of an update. You know, it was bruised ribs, whiplash, suffered a minor concussion, but luckily nothing that's going to have any long-lasting side effects. So
Hmm.
she's been recovering this week, just taking it real easy, nice and slow, been resting up at home. So again, she wanted to thank all the fans for the well wishes, the texts, the emails, all the good stuff. So
Hmm. Hmm.
our thoughts are with Miss Faye for, like you said, GB, a speedy recovery.
Yeah.
And yeah, you talked about taking the air out of the building. We still had our main event to get to, the number one contenders match for the Southern Honor Championship, a dream match. A dream match that had been building in Southern Honor since Alex Kane arrived last year at the Rumblejack when we saw a
Mm.
little face off with Alex Kane and CT Keys. Those two men would cross paths a few more times over the months, but never one on one in a match situation. It was always like one would be leaving his match, the other guy would be entering. They would bump shoulders and have a little bit of a scuffle. The locker room would have to break them up. We saw that a few times, and every time, Sal would be with us on commentary, and all three of us were like, "Take my money, take my money.
Please,
Hmm.
Let's have
Hmm.
this match. Let's do
Yeah.
this."
please.
Yeah.
And we finally found out we were going to get this match. And on top of the cherry on top was that it's a number one contenders match. Uh, the only problem was we left the other night without an official number one contender. However, we got a bombshell announcement from our decision maker, Sal Renaro. Before we get to that part, you guys, your thoughts on this matchup up to the point the what hit the fan and chaos ensued.
Everything you could have wanted out of a number one contender match, especially when Joe Black is your champion.
And Joe was on commentary, by the way.
And Joe
Yes,
was
he
on
was.
commentary.
He was.
I mean, this number one contendership, this match, I've been waiting on this.
You don't say.
Ever since Joe won the title, this is what I've been wanting. But next month, I get my triple threat. I might cry. It's gonna be that good. I got goosies already. I'm telling you, this whole situation excites me.
GB and I had our eye on you while the announcement was being
We
made.
did.
Oh, I
because-
was on my knees watching.
Yeah. We just knew that you were losing it.
I was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just say it, Sal. Just say it. Just give it to me. Yes, I can't wait. That's gonna be it. The Rumblejack's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be awesome. All the craziness, all the surprises and everything. But this match coming up, this triple threat match coming up.
Mm.
Well, I love the balance that this show has given us because we got the full anger and, just out of it nature that Diana has with a Gunnar Miller and with a Bryce Cannon. And then we get to end it with just pure bliss
Exactly.
over.
Even
Exactly.
before we got to the announcement,
Hmm.
I mean, it was already chaos, right? The
It
whole locker room.
was.
Sal's calling out the troops to break up.
Yeah.
Joe got involved in the match, and it just became a brawl. The match. Well, the referees all got taken out.
Yeah.
All of
Yeah. That
them.
was
So
the problem.
the match
All
was
of them.
thrown
David,
out.
Paul, Clark, they were all out on the side of the
Yeah.
ring.
Yeah.
Then the
Poor
announcement
Paul
is
got
made.
he got what they say, shot putted.
Yeah.
He got bealed. He got a beal
Yeah.
all the way
This
out of
is
the ring.
hard.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had
it
to
was-
spoon
it was
feed him his
something.
hash browns at Waffle House later that night. He couldn't barely move.
Yeah, he needed help. It wasn't good for him. But yeah, what a match. It devolved quickly. And so, when all the referees are taken out and then the champ gets involved and then the locker room clears out. Like it's
I thought you were about to
just
say The Rock showed up. I was like, wait, I
Oh,
missed
no,
that
no,
part.
no, wait.
What? Sorry.
No, the locker room showed up. I was mixing locker room and roster, and
Yeah.
there we go. But yeah, so it's official. As if the Rumblejack itself wasn't enough, we get a championship match. Alex Kane, CT Keys vying for the SHW championship against Joe Black. It's gonna be incredible. Like
How long
literally,
have I been wanting this? How long have I? Even before Joe won the title, I wanted this match.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ever
Even
since
before
Kane
that.
showed up. Yeah.
Ever since, yes.
In the
Mhm.
Rumble Jack. So it's been a year.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
put it into the universe, and it's
Yeah.
slowly manifested
I could
itself.
squeal like a little girl.
But this match, I mean, this is still here caliber matchup.
Oh,
You know what I mean? This is
Absolutely.
huge. While
Mhm.
everybody, like you said, Rumble Jack every year, one of our big shows, everybody always looks forward to the massive match that is the Rumble Jack match. But
Mhm.
this match, on top of that, all on one show, holy cow, man!
It's gonna be special. It's
How am
gonna
I
be
going to
very, very
contain
special.
it?
I don't know. I'll just say stay healthy, please. Drink all of your tea.
I'll have my tea.
Stay indoors. Don't sleep with the fan on. Do
No,
all the things
no.
that are gonna make sure you are well
I
and
have
well
got to
rested.
call this match.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got
and
to.
throughout the course of that whole in the last few minutes, if you don't have IWTV, you haven't been able to watch it on IWTV, online earlier this week on the socials, the last, I don't know, like 5 or 6 minutes of the show got posted online. So you can go and check that out and see how the chaos wrapped up. The
Crazy.
whole night was insane, and you can
It
see kind of
was.
how it ended. And it was like multiple people during the fracas held up the belt,
Yeah.
at different
That word?
Yeah.
points.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a word.
Is it? I'm going to look that one up. I have to
Yeah.
write that one.
Yeah.
FRACCAS, I think.
Fracas.
Mhm.
Maybe one C, maybe
Yeah.
two C's.
Fracas.
It's a
Anyways,
thing.
it's a word, I'm telling you.
Okay.
Anyways. But yeah, multiple people holding the belts up. And then that's when we have multiple people coming back out. I thought Gunnar Miller and Matt Griffin would have hightailed it, thinking the cops would have gotten called on him for what he did to Miss Faye, but they show back up. He grabs the belt. He gets in a face-off with Joe Black. And then at one point the lights go out,
Mm-hmm.
and we see the former IWTV World Champion, the
Son.
Atrocity, Cruel, making his return to the action building and making his intentions known, that I'm sure he'll be in the Rumble Jack. And he had his eyes locked on Joe Black at one point. He came
Mhm.
into the ring. Hollywood Hunter James tries to attack him from
Man,
behind. What was he thinking?
he still had that grappler spirit on him or something.
I
'Cause that was
guess because
not
it had
cool.
little to no effect, and he hit a
Mm.
double choke slam on the members of the Skulk, and then a power
Yeah.
bomb on Hunter James, and then like a 747 flying through the air, took out a mass of humanity on the outside. I mean, it was just nuts. But the way the show ended, Joe Black standing tall in the ring with his title belt,
As it
uh,
should be.
eyeballing CT on the outside.
As it should
Whew. I mean, it
be.
was a go home show if there ever was
Mhm.
one for the
Mhm.
Rumble Jack. I mean, my goodness, it was nuts. It was nuts. Go watch it on IWTV.
I'm going to go watch it again.
I'm wore
Yeah.
out just reliving it.
Yeah, it was amazing. It really, really was amazing. And again, it now makes you wonder, with all of these very credible threats entering the Rumble Jack, who in the world ends up leaving as the 2025 Rumble Jack winner?
And not just that. You touched on it earlier, GB, about how Gary opened the show. Now I had breezed over that to get to the first match, but when Gary opened the show, he promised. He said, we've always talked about taking things whole nother level, right?
Mhm.
Well, you want to talk about you never know who's going to show up? He said he promised that this is going to be the biggest Rumble Jack of all time.
Now, is
Mhm.
he meaning bigger named people, maybe, or a bigger number? Because I think 35 was the largest one we've had, right?
Mhm.
If I'm
Did we
not
do
mistaken.
35 or 40 or
We
something
did
like that?
35,
Oh,
yeah.
we did 35 because I
Yeah.
think David
35.
came out that time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
David
We've done
was-
some crazy. Last year, did we do? I don't know. We've had some big numbers,
Yeah.
but who knows? Big names, big people. Paul
Who
White. I
knows?
don't know. I don't know who's going to show up. You never know.
I mean, we know some of the names that are going to be involved, which are
Yeah.
already very intriguing. So,
Well, the poster's been released, so just look on the
Mm-hmm.
poster. There's gives you a handful of hints right there.
Yeah.
Well, not really hints. Some that have already kind of been announced, like Byron Young's on the poster. We knew
Mhm.
he cashed
Well,
his
he earned his spot
spot
Yeah.
there.
and his
he-
$5,000.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's right. Anyways, it's just gonna be nuts, and we have a few weeks from today to keep chomping at the bit and kind of wondering who's it gonna be, who's gonna
Mhm.
show up. You just never know. It's
Yeah.
gonna be awesome. I can't wait. August 8th, at the Action Building in Canton, Georgia, and of course we'll be back with more episodes of this show. Prior to that, as we anticipate and we preview what's coming up. I'm sure we'll be talking more about this triple threat match. But don't forget, grab those tickets for our buddies at 1FW, Summer Stage at Center Stage, 1FWlive.com. That's July 25th. Then they have a free taping night, August 7th, the night before the Rumblejack. It's a Thursday night, but it's a free show in Canton. So come on out, join us, and then have a back-to-back. Do it, a double whammy. You got a Thursday night show, and then you got one of our biggest shows of the year on Friday night.
Yeah.
Guys, there's no shortage of great professional wrestling. Come join us.
Really, I mean, honestly,
After what
it's wonderful.
after what we just described to you about SHW75, why aren't you coming to these shows? Where have you been?
Yeah.
Come on.
What else do you need? What do we need to do? We need to reenact it, reenact it, maybe.
Look, I'm not getting in the ring.
I'm kidding.
I learned my lesson.
You did
Anyway.
well.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
did.
It's
Yeah, but
been,
I
a
was
year
feeling
since
it for a
you were
couple
in
of
the
weeks.
Rumblejack coming up. It's been your year anniversary from your in-ring debut.
No, since my
Mhm.
retirement, you mean my in-ring retirement.
Oh,
Yeah.
one and the same.
Mm.
Oh goodness. Well, like I said, I'm blowing up just talking, rehashing the night that was crazy last Friday. So I think it's going to wrap us up. You guys got anything else before we go?
I'm gonna go back and watch that WTV. I'm gonna go back and watch it again. I'm gonna
Yeah.
skip past the face spear because that hurts me. But yeah,
Yeah, that's tough to watch, but it's a great show. So we encourage you to watch the whole thing, and you get to hear us. So there you go.
you didn't see me.
Well, hey, until we see you on the next episode, this has been
SHW.
And this is our wrestling.
Bam.